on YouTube, and welcome to the One Pride podcast. We're going to get into training camp observations. That is going to be the focal point of this show, and obviously we do, like we always do, we do Q&A with myself and the panel, and it's going to be a fun one for sure. As training camp is here, the season is almost upon us, and we've been talking about this stuff for so long in this channel. We are just ready for straight Detroit Lions news and rumors and everything Detroit. First on the panel, we're going to talk to Antonio Hightower. What's going on, Antonio Hightower?
What's up, guys? Great to be on here with you guys tonight. Have some fun, talk about some Detroit Lions.
Man, he is the magic of intros when he talks. He's so exuberant of excitement. We also got Dern as well. What's going on, Dern?
What's going on, guys? Appreciate being here. I haven't heard anything, so I'm going to be reacting live with you guys.
Reaction is always good, and we'll see what he does there. And we got Mark Oram from Orum's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, guys? ISN in the building, OPP in the building. What's better than that? Let's talk some Lions football.
The only thing better than that is literally Lions football, and so that's what's up. Before we get to the main topics, though, we're going to say what's up to Bobby D, Jamie Ward, Bryce S., Psycho Demon? Okay, Alan Dana, TA and Noble Sports. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Bryce S., Corey Batten. We got Chris Cawbaugh. Always listen to what Chris Cawbaugh's got to say. Winkety wink wink. And Harold Williams, welcome to the One Pride podcast. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. Mark Oram, do we want to talk about yesterday's observations and then go into today's as well? I think we should do that, right?
Sure.
And Nine Drinks, one of my faves, in the building. Nine Drinks, what's going on? He is a member of mine, a valued member. Yesterday, first off, our head coach, Dan Campbell, I stated it on my video, he is the one. They were doing up-downs, and instead of him just telling people what to do, Mark, guess who did it with him? Dan Campbell, our head coach. What do you think about that?
I absolutely loved that. Stuff like that completely goes unseen by the players. They notice stuff like that right off the bat, man. That's a show of respect that a head coach can get in there and work out with you. It even if it's in the weight room, outside doing field drills, running hills, running around the field. It's a show of respect from the head coach to the players that, hey, man, this is a unity thing. I want to be just like you guys, man. I'm no better than you guys. This is great news. We had an old coach back with Matt Patricia who didn't do stuff like this. And this is just a night and day thing. And Michael Brockers noticed it right away, and he used the word respect like 2-3 times in his interview. He completely notices stuff like that. All players do. It's a good sign of things to come.
Yo, I concur, is definitely a good sign, man. And when you have a leader of men leading by example, that's how you get people to follow you. They're not going to just follow you for what you say, i.e. Matt Patricia. You have to lead by example. Antonio Hightower, when you heard this of our head coach jumping in there and doing what the players are doing, what was your initial thought on this? Good. Very good observation there.
Wait, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead.
I was about to say.
Hey, Tom.
I was about to say I wasn't really surprised. Dan Campbell did seem like the kind of guy who would do stuff like this. Former player, mix it up with some of the guys to be a player too. I understand some of the stuff you're going through. Like you said, respect. Hopefully, some of this respect can help guys like Will Harris and Jelani Savai not be complete garbage. But hey, it's off to a good start.
That's definitely off to a good start. Dern, what do you think about this, man? Our head coach leading by example.
That's what he said he wanted to do, is lead by example. Everyone said he's a player's coach, and what he's doing, it's like they said, it's creating respect in the locker room. And when you have respect for the coach, they're going to want to run through walls for that coach. And the only up-downs Patricia was doing was on that four-wheeler.
Got him, man. I tell you what, man.
Barely.
That's hashtag facts, bro. That is hashtag facts. So we talk about our leader of men and Dan Campbell. Let's talk about the play on the field. So yesterday, Jared Goff, our new quarterback, was 7 for 8, precise, predominantly throwing within the first 10 yards, so it's not going deep route. But he did do a massive pass to T.J. Hockenson, a very good complete pass. So far, Mark, what do you think about what we're hearing from Jared Goff? It looks like he's continuing to have a good offseason so far from OTAs, minicamp, and out of training camp.
Yeah, so far it's sounding good with Jared. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's getting praise from Taylor Decker. Taylor Decker's out there saying this guy is leading us. He's making those throws. He's excited to work with them. He looks really crisp on his short throws. Like we said, I think they're just trying to just get, slowly build up his confidence with this new weaponry that he has out there. And this is what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to hit those running backs in those short intermediate passes, work with TJ. TJ is going to be a big, gigantic part of this offense. And it's all about building chemistry. And, the long passes will come. We're early. It's very early. This is not going to be I don't think it's going to be, even though we got a couple burners on the outside, I don't think this is going to be a team that throws the ball very deep. We have a couple guys that can do it, but this is going to be the Hockenson and I think the Swift show. And with a little mix of St. Brown in there and Jamal Williams. I don't think they're going to be throwing the ball really deep. Tyrell Williams, he doesn't just run what's it called, the fly pattern, man. He can run routes. So this is going to be a short game working offense, and I'm glad that Goff is working it right now.
Folks, we just started this show. We got 45 in the building with 22 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up, and I promise we will get to your questions. We're just talking a little bit, going over training camp, so some people may not have known what's going on. Giving them an update, and as soon as we're done with that, we will go straight to you guys for some Q&A and get your thoughts and your opinions and questions on the matter. Dern, what do you think right now when we look at what Jared Goff is doing? He had a good day yesterday. According today, he was starting to be efficient again, offensively, getting the football out with a nice pass that he's doing. What do you think so far of Jared Goff and what he's shown the Detroit Lions?
Well, it's just showing what we already knew of him. He's really accurate within 15 yards, and he's really good at play action. So it's just showing me he's right on track to do what Anthony Lynn wants to do. Dump it off to Swift, Jamal Williams, really close patterns. And I did hear one thing, that St. Brown is killing it.
Yes, St. Brown is definitely killing it, and I know that is one of your guys. You literally went on a limb upon him and how he was going to bring what he does to Detroit. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about this, of Jared Goff's good production so far?
It's definitely good to hear. Usually, a lot of these you do hear the quarterback is doing good, but at the same time, it's still good news to hear. Especially like you said with TJ going deep, because that could be a really key part, a different part of this offense and his potential if they can really start to utilize him as a deep threat. Part of my problem with him with always the past few years is they didn't utilize him enough as a deep threat. Even when a guy like Galladay went out the lineup, that part of the offense was missing. I'm like, but TJ can do that. That's part of the reason why he was drafted so high. So yeah, these are definitely good news to hear.
Yeah, from so far what I'm hearing about Jared Goff, every day that passes, I get more excited. Now, even today, he threw a very nice deep pass to Tyrell Williams. Yes, it got knocked down by Jeffrey Okudah, but the ball was precise where it needed to be. It was just a fantastic play by Jeffrey Okudah. So let's go ahead and talk about Jeffrey Okudah. We've seen Dan Campbell talk about him and how his confidence is being up. And he's really starting to make some plays here in Detroit. Dern, when you think of what's going on with Jeffrey Okudah, is this kind of what you expected, his jump? I know a lot of people were down on him, and you're an individual saying, hold your horses. We're not going to trade this guy away for a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, that person that said that should be ashamed of themselves. They have no idea what they're talking about. But anyways, he was hurt in a worst position possible by that last regime. There is no reason to be down on the guy. when you get put on an island and you're hurt and you're playing against the best wide receivers in the game, of course you're not going to do well. I don't care what corner you are. You're not going to play well. Even Ramsey, if he had a hurt groin, he's not going to keep up with a Devontae Adams, a DeAndre Hopkins, stuff like that. So now that Okudah has this new coaching staff, he already said that he's learned things that he never knew. And that was within a couple of weeks that he was able to work with them. So I am hoping for big things from him this year.
I'm definitely hoping for big things. I'm definitely expected him to take that jump. We've been talking about it for some time. This guy was placed in one of the worst positions that you could be in. Had 2 issues. He had to get 2 surgeries. He came into a pandemic year. The 3rd overall pick to one of the worst defenses in the NFL, one of the worst defensive coaches in the NFL, and just a terrible head coach himself. It was a disaster waiting to happen, Mark. So as we're hearing this about Jeffrey Okudah, are you getting a little excited? Are you feeling comfortable now with Jeffrey Okudah and the jump he looks to be making?
It is a little bit early. It is a little bit early to get too comfortable with it. I think, he's still probably healing. I think he's 100%, but it's a very, very good sign that he's running stride for stride with a guy like Tyrell Williams, because Tyrell Williams can actually run. He's not a slow guy at all by any stretch. So it's nice that he's going stride for stride with a kid like that. And keeping up with them and then making a great play. This is not the first play he's made. Yesterday, he made a great play too. He jumped a route. He actually jumped a short route that Jamal Williams was coming out in the flats, and he jumped that route and knocked down a pass too, and got a lot of praise from his boys on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of hooting and hollering going on there. So this is 2 days in a row for Okudah. I think his confidence is building. He's really latching on to apparently Jerry Jacobs is latching on to him actually, and he's kind of like the field general out there for the corners early. So that's a great sign. His confidence is boosting. Hey, he could be a general out there and be a leader. We love it.
And this is something that we're seeing in camp, and I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Y for yes, N for no for this question. Do you think we finally have the correct regime? I mean, we're seeing the players changing here for the better. Do you think that the Dan Campbell regime is the regime to turn this thing around and bring the Lions to glory that we need to be? I'm not saying we're going to win this year at all, and that's not the question. Is this the regime? Do you think we got it right with Dan Campbell? Do you think we got it right with Brad Holmes? You know me. I do believe so. I think we finally got it right. Throw your answer in the comment section, and I will shout you out, and I can't wait to see what your answers are. Again, I think from this panel that we have going on here, just quick, do you think that this is the regime, guys?
Who are you going to first, Mike?
Just go ahead, Mark. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, man. I think so far everything looks like it's in place. You know what I mean? It's way too early to say yes or no, just in my opinion. But it looks like these guys know what they're doing, and they know they're getting the respect. You know what I mean? Especially from their players. And then the organization. The media still likes to make fun of Dan Campbell and everything Detroit Lions related, but I care what the inside thinks, and it looks like the players are literally buying in. And Michael Brockers, again, I use his words. He used the actual words buying in, and he is the voice right now. It seems to be like of the Detroit Lions, and he's bought in. It's early, but it's a great sign.
Jack Conroy says yes. Buckeye for Life says yes. Big Wes says yes. Harold says wait and see. I do appreciate that one there. Jamie Ward, yes. We got Rajos, yes. Corey, yes. Alan, yes. We got Joshua Kittle and 9 Drinks, yes. So right now, a lot of people are liking this regime, and I do appreciate the wait-and-see approach because we've been fooled before about this. Antonio Hightower, do you think this is the regime to really change the fortune of Detroit?
Well, I'm also on the wait-and-see approach. It's really to be determined for me. I like stuff I hear, but that happens a lot with the beginning of a lot of regimes. I have a few questions about the outlook of this team for the future and the present that I would like to see how they perform this year. But currently, I'm feeling pretty all right about this current regime. Although I I really got it. I'm pretty mull on it. I got to really see the future first.
Yeah, 100%. Darren, what do you think, man? Do you think this possibly could be the regime? Like, I made it on my video. I did not like the Patricia hire. I did like Jim Schwartz. I liked Caldwell after he did his opening speech. I didn't say he was the one, though, but I've stated, man, I have full belief in Dan Campbell. I just love what he's doing, and I said he is the one. Morpheus was not talking about Neo. He was talking about Dan Campbell. So what do you think?
Yeah.
As you guys know, I made a video about Dan Campbell and what I thought of the hiring right away. I did not like it right away, but the thing is, he's not doing what I thought we needed to do. He hired the correct coaches. This coaching staff is unbelievable. So if what I think could happen, it definitely could be, but I am also with that wait and see approach. But this coaching staff is nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. And a good leader surrounds himself with quality leaders, and don't act like they know everything. It's kind of a little bit different from our last regime where you just get yes men. But this guy was all about getting people around him and loving that coaching staff. So let's talk about Michael Brockers, Mark Orem. You brought him up, and I have been listening to this man's interview. I listened to the interview with him and Aqib Talib. I think this may be the best acquisition so far that we've got in Detroit, not because of just the production, but this man is a focal leader of this team. He is definitely taking that leadership role for these young guys. And when you have somebody like that, that's something that you can't put on a stat board that makes them extremely important. I remember we got Kyle Vanden Bosch, and I was like that with him as well. He wasn't the greatest player in the world, but he was a leader of men. What do you think about Michael Brockers and just literally taking these players under his wing and just going after it, man?
I love it, man. Like you said, like Brockers is not going to come here, and he's not going to stuff the stat sheet. He's not going to win you any ball games, really. You know what I mean? He's going to play good football for you, though. But the one thing that he is going to be in here, he is going to be that leader. It's something that this team has lacked for a few years, or someone that nobody really stepped up. I can't really remember the last guy that actually stepped up and was a leader for the Detroit Lions. Maybe a Darius Slay back, a few years ago, and I don't think that is even the case. But a guy like Brockers, he's been around for a long time. He's played on some winning teams, always played on the Rams, and they've done well. But won playoff games, been to a Super Bowl. He's seen a lot of it. He knows how it works, and he's a guy that's going to lead. I love that. He's going to lead this D-line. He's going to lead this defense. I guarantee you he becomes a captain just from the way he talks, just from the way he presents himself, the way he dresses the media. He just seems like that type of guy. He's a leader of men. And I think this is something that this team has lacked for a long time. And it's good to see that he stepped up to the plate.
Folks in the chat, after you've been hearing about how Michael Brockers is acting as a leader and just being a man amongst boys out there and taking everything on, what do you guys rate his acquisition to Detroit? This one is simple. 1 out of 10. 1 being terrible acquisition, 10 being this guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let me know what you guys think as we go ahead and go to Dern, man. What do you think, grading him, of what he's bringing, of what we've heard so far, all, camp? What would you give this after what he's doing to Detroit?
The first thing that pops in my head is an 8 because of that leadership. And like Mark Orem said, is we haven't had that leadership. The last guys I remember is Glover Quinn, Stephen Tulloch, and then Vanden Bosch. Those are the ones that come to my mind when leadership is brought to the table. I think he will do really well with these rookies that are going to be starting along next to him, along with he could teach Trey Flowers a thing or two. Aquara can even get better.
Definitely. I'm with you. I think that's a pretty good range. Jack says 9 out of 10. Buckeye for Life got 7.5. Patty Grimes says 6, so she's a little less on him. That's okay. Stanley Coleman's got 7. Jamie, 8. We got Harold says our D-line's second best on our team. It's pretty good. So generally a lot of people are liking this acquisition. The King, 7. Harold Williams 7, so not too bad right there, not too bad. What do you think about this Antonio Hightower when you look at what he's brought, being that leader? You're the most pessimistic Lions fan on the planet, so I am very much curious to see what you rate him. No, we can't do negatives. It's 1 through 10. You can't do like a -5 or something, okay?
I'm probably gonna surprise everybody. I'm gonna give him a 10.
Whoa!
And I'm gonna give him a 10 because partially because we only gave up a 7th-round pick. I mean, we basically got him for free. They basically just gave him to us. He fills a spot that we need, although I would like Deshaun Hand to start possibly. He fills a spot that we need. He fills a leadership role alongside guys like Trey and Okudah that's really gonna have a good blend of young talent and veteran guys on his defensive line. I give it a 10. I mean, we basically got him for cheap. He fills a starting role and help with his run defense, which hasn't been that great since.
Hey, that's a good spot, man. If you're going with 10, I mean, that's literally high praise, folks. Again, if you don't know who Antonio Hightower is, he's the most pessimistic Lions fan I've ever met in my entire life. So we got Allen 7. We got Big West 7. We got Perry 10. 9 Drinks 9. So high praises for the young buck. Let's talk about the offensive line now. What we're seeing in camp here is obviously Halapoulivaati Vaitai is the question mark. Now, he is healthy. He was injured, Dern. Is this something he's going to start as the starter? Do you think he maintains this, though, as there has been some revolving door on the offensive line this camp?
I haven't heard this. Who was starting other than him?
Well, there
right
was
guard?
some issues going on when Stenberg got a little bit of spot there, but it was mainly just getting reps. It was not anything negative. It's just the normal reps, just FYI out there. So it was mainly Stenberg and I think an undrafted guy, and Tyrell Crosby was getting some time as well.
Okay. Well, that's news to me. I fully expect Big V to be that starter for how much we're paying him. When he was taken out of right tackle and put into right guard last year, he actually played pretty well, even with a hurt foot. So as long as that foot is healthy and they don't rush him back like they did last year, I think he'll be the starter.
Okay.
Plus, from what I heard, Stenberg was not good at all last year.
Well, he's a young guy, and he needs to get his reps in to get better, and hopefully he does. Folks, we got 91 in the building with 42 thumbs up. Let's get to 75 thumbs up, and I know the Pride Nation can get this done because if you look at YouTube algorithm, the more likes you get, guess what, folks? That does push the video out there. So let's get the Pride Nation rolling as the NFL training camp has begun. What do you think about Penei Sewell, Mark Oram? Penei Sewell has been starting the right tackle from day one. Is this the right move? Because we've seen that in the past where Taylor Decker was drafted. He was immediately left tackle. Sometimes teams, they want you to work them slowly in. That's not the case here. He's the guy.
Oh, yeah, this is not an uncommon move, especially by NFL teams. If you see a guy playing that comes in, left tackle, right tackle, and he comes into an NFL and he has to switch it up a bit, maybe go play right tackle before he goes over to left tackle, and vice versa. So this is nothing new. Detroit Lions is kind of new for the Detroit Lions right now, though, and he's come out. He came out a couple months ago and he said that he's having a little bit of trouble, not trouble, but he's a little bit concerned about how fast he's going to get his rhythm down and stuff like that. It's all about timing. It's all about, everything's in reverse now because he's the right tackle. But this has been done. Other teams have done it. Jack Conklin did it for the Tennessee Titans. He came in and he switched over to right tackle. And lots of teams have done this with their old linemen. So this is not a new thing. I'm not worried about Penei Sewell. If he's as good as advertised, and I think he is, then he should get down and he should gel pretty quickly with his boys and his new position.
I'm always a firm believer when you take somebody this high, just put him, he's going to be there anyways. So just go ahead and throw him in that spot, get the essential reps he can, and get prepared for the NFL season. So I love what I'm seeing there. Let's go ahead and jump to the defensive line, because we know the offensive line is a strength. I mean, let's not be frank here. Well, Frank Ragnow, I guess. But the offensive line is looking pretty good. The defensive line is looking pretty good as well, and a little bit of a shocker, which I think is a good thing, but Aleem McNeil is starting immediately on the interior of the defensive line, and Nick Williams, the veteran, is getting alongside them, as well as Michael Brockers. Antonio Hightower, what is this thoughts upon Aleem McNeil immediately, right now, just getting the start from the beginning?
I mean, I kind of expected it. I mean, his only real competition is Penei, and Penei is a solid guy, but we drafted Aleem McNeil in the third round for a reason. I expected him to start. Really good dude. I'm interested to see how he plays. I heard he lost like around 20 pounds. So I'm interested to see how that affects his weight. The bigger news to me is the fact that Nick Williams, I don't even know why he's on the team anymore, but that's something else.
So he's not too high on him, folks. He's definitely not too high. What do you think about this, Dern, with Aleem McNeil? He's already in there. It seems like he's getting more starts than Levi Onwuzurike, getting up in there and doing his thing, man.
Well, McNeil is more of a nose tackle, and from what I've heard, Penei isn't quite the mold on what they want. He doesn't do what they plan on doing, and I expected him to be the starter. I thought Onwuzurike would have been a defensive end and not a tackle.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about the starting cornerbacks so far that we've seen in camp. And this is what's taking place if you don't know. So Jeffrey Okudah and Amani Oruwariye, and guess what? Who's getting a lot of snaps at that nickel spot? Mike Ford. So that's looking like we got a young trio here that's predominantly getting the starts. Mark Orm, what do you think about this occasion? You know, a lot of people is thinking Dunbar may get a little more snaps from Amani, and when it comes to Corn Pop to take that slot position, but that's not so far what's going on at camp. What do you think about this latest news on that?
Well, I'm kind of hearing that I read today that yesterday that Quentin Dunbar was noticeably limping around yesterday. He had a whole leg sleeve on his left leg. So he was walking around. He was a little bit gingerly walking around, limping around. So right now you see Corn Pop in there, and you see Mike Ford. Mike Ford, I guess, was looking really nice. I actually read today, too, about a day two observation that he was looking real nice in his transitions, and he was like moving around, looked like he was skating on ice. They said his feet were so good. So I think right now he's the front runner for that nickel spot, at least. Maybe Corn Elder will be giving him some I think a little bit of a push, but Dunbar we're going to have to keep an eye on because it looks like he's a little bit banged up right now. So I'm not too concerned about it, but he has suffered some injuries in his NFL career, and it might be something just to keep an eye on for sure.
When it comes to injuries, man, the best ability is availability, and you got to stay healthy. What's going on, Rams House? Welcome in here. Folks, we're going to go ahead and jump into your questions. So if you want a question answered, how you do this is do a hashtag Lions, #OnePride, something with the hashtag. We got 90 some in the building right now, and with the comments coming in quick, it's very difficult for me to just find one. So if you put the hashtag in there, I can see it, just like Jorge just did right there. And if I do miss your question, I'm not hating. It's because of my eyes. Just repost it, copy and paste it, throw it in there. I will get at it. Jorge says, when you go next week to training camp, do you have any interviews lined up, especially these starters you're talking about tonight? I have no idea. Right now, I'm just going to go in with the Gridiron Blitz. We're going to be, Let's Talk Lions is going to be there. We got Avery Giovanni, Troxel Sports Talk, myself. We're all going to be there. So nothing really lined up. We're just going to do a fun time. So that's kind of what we got going on for the training camp. And if you don't know, we are all going to be on training camp Friday next week. It's going to be a fun freaking day. We're going to be all there having a good time. So if you want to hang out, watch some Lions football, be there on Friday. That's where we are all at. Do you think Aleem will be used in the backfield on a goal line or short yardage situation? He used to play running back. That's it. That's funny. So you take Aleem, make him a short yardage running back, Dern. What do you think about that?
So you're turning Aleem McNeil into Mike Allstott, pretty much. because All-Star was a big boy.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I'm pretty sure he's going to get in. Who's going to knock him on his butt?
No. I think, didn't we have Ndamukong Suh do that too? A little. I think he did it a couple times.
And he was the
when he
kicker
in
at some point.
Yeah, he was a kicker too as
Yeah,
well.
Sue did a little bit of it. Yeah.
I don't think it's actually going to happen. Probably not. And if it did, it would be a once in a whole year type of deal. I just don't see them doing that. We do got a fullback here, Jason Kabinda, and they're actually in training camp. They've been using the fullback quite a bit. So that's something to keep your eye on there, folks. Are you going in the morning or in the afternoon? Well, I will be there in the morning, and we're just going to go out and see how it goes for the rest of the day. Maybe we get lunch when there's an intermission with the fellas. But, yeah, we will for sure be there in the morning. Are you able to do something live? Unfortunately, we can't do something live. You cannot have your cell phones on at training camp. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's not my fault. There's nothing I can do there. It would be fun, though, if we could. Let's see here.
Yeah, no one can
Hashtag
do any
the
live.
training camp. Yes, we will. We were there. Let's see. Hey, Mike, we'll be at training camp August 2. We'll be there. I would like to meet you there. Hashtag Motor City Dan Campbell. Yeah, I'm not going to be there on the 2nd. I'm sorry about that. I do have to work. Do have a civilian job as well, but I will be there on Friday. I wanted to stay all the way till Saturday, but I didn't really think big deal there. So we're not going to do that. Thoughts on who will be the top wide receiver? We'll go through the panel here. Antonio Hightower, who do you think is going to be the top wide receiver for the Lions? Antonio Hightower.
Williamson. Hello?
You keep going out, Antonio.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. Well, if he's healthy, I think it'll be Tyrell Williams. I'm just not very confident that he's going to be that healthy. But, if he's healthy, he's the guy on this roster who's been proven as a wide receiver in multiple spots. And, he has the talent.
Yeah, and he goes out again. So, okay, so what do you think about the top wide receiver, Dern? Who do you got?
I think that Hawkinson will get the most targets, but for wide receiver, probably Williams, but I really want it to be St. Brown.
St. Brown's been very impressive at camp as well, if you don't know that, folks. I'm on
most targets for the wide receiver room, at least. Dern said it too, though. Hawk will be probably the number one target, but I think Tyrell Williams will be our number one, at least.
We're going to do a 4 here, and I think it's Tyrell Williams will be the number one guy. I just think that's going to be the case. He, right now, when it comes to wide receivers, he's probably the most polished one. It says, can he stay healthy throughout the season? If he can, that's really good for the Lions, but we'll see going forward, but I think he is the number one. I believe Brad Holmes will be proven to be a shrewd judge of talent, translating to a better 2021 than anticipated. Agree or disagree? I anticipate this team to be playing hard from day one to the end. I think the players already bought in. That's what I anticipate. Is that we're going to result into wins? That's the question mark. I don't know. Just because your coach is getting everything out of players, will those players, are they going to have their the buffering thing, knows this buffering. So I don't know what's going on there. So hopefully it's good to go for sure. Yeah, I think the observations is Jared Goff's accurate. The Detroit Lions offensive line is good. The running backs are going to be predominantly used in the passing game as well as running the football. And we're going to see Jeffrey Okudah and Amani Oruwariye kind of be the young duo for this bad boy. Let's see. Who do you think the backup quarterback is going to be? Hold on one second. I may have to kick Boy off here because I think your internet's going crazy there. Antonio Hightower, and so it's screwing it up. So I may have to kick you off because I think that's what's doing it here. So let me get this stuff straight on because my internet's perfectly fine. So can you get out really quick, Antonio Hightower, see if that fixes it, then get back on? Okay, so yeah, let's get this thing. Who do you think will be the backup quarterback? I definitely think it's going to be now it's stuck. God dang it. So, tone. There. Let's see if that helps. So I think the backup quarterback, sorry about that, folks, is definitely going to be, well, let's see. I'm going to stop this one. Stopping this stream. It's going to go to other stuff, but it's going to stay on the YouTube live. So stop streaming. We're going to get this thing going here for this. All right. Is it still going? I don't know. We shall see. There we go. We're good to go. I think we're good to go. I had to kick off some stuff. So, god dang it, man. I hate this stuff. Who do you think is going to be the backup quarterback, Mark?
Well, they pretty much handpicked Tim Boyle, I think, to be the guy right now. But I guess David Blau's not really going away, so I guess he's made a couple nice throws early on. It's only day 2. But if I was to make a guess, I think it's going to be Tim Boyle because they went out and handpicked this guy themselves, and they don't really have any ties per se to David Blau. So my guess is going to be Tim Boyle.
Okay, for sure. So what do you think, Dern? Who's going to be the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions?
If Risden is correct, then I think it would be David Blau, because from what I heard from Risden, that Boyle was just awful. And if it's true, I think David Blau will be the backup quarterback just because he's been here for a couple more years.
Well, actually, when it comes to Tim Boyle, he's been killing it today. He was extremely precise.
All right.
Doing some great balls. And matter of fact, the offenses was cutting up the middle of the Lions field, and Tim Boyle was doing. I think Tim Boyle's going to be the guy, folks. That's what I think. But hey, they're making it a battle, and that's what you want to see. You want to see these guys battle. Had you guys said if Goff is the best at the short to medium routes, then St. Brown, TJ Swift will get a lot of yards. I concur with that. I do think that. Mark Oram, what do you think about that, man? Do you agree that that's going to be the case?
Oh, 100%, man. If this is what Goff's bread and butter is, he throws a short intermediate pass. That's his best throw within 10 to 15 yards. So the guys that are going to eat there are going to be DeAndre Swift, the Hawk, and then it's going to be St. Brown, man. St. Brown's not really a burner. He's not going to create too much separation. But what he does good is he finds open zones and he gets open and he sits there, and he's a smart, savvy route runner. And I think he's going to be one of Goff's best friends, 100%. So those guys are going to eat all day.
Yeah, the new guys are looking very good right now, Tony Havens, and that's so good to have your rookies come in there and do a good job. Penei Sewell, we already know he was going to be a stud. We haven't heard a whole lot from Levi Onwuzurike. That doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Ali McNeil is already starting. He looks like he's going to be the starter. Derek Barnes, he's getting under the wing of Michael Brockers and getting under the wing of some of the linebackers, and that's what you want to see. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been doing very good throughout the whole day of camp, and that's fantastic news. We haven't heard a whole lot for Jamar Jefferson, though. But, we're talking about a 7th-round pick. So far, so good. If Goff goes down, we're picking top 3. I could have believed that for sure. As much as I do like our backups, when you lose a backup, folks, it's hard to get wins. Or when you lose a starter quarterback, it's hard to get wins, regardless who your backup is. And that's just the way how the cookie crumbles. So I agree about that. How many undrafted free agent rookies will make this team? Dern, what do you think about this? Is a great question. First off, so shout out to you. What do you think about undrafted rookies making this football team?
I really like Jonathan Adams, but he's already gone, and that's unfortunate. It's really hard to say. I think Sage Surratt will make it. I don't know about any others at the top of my head that I think that will make it. There's that one running back that could beat out Jefferson. I can't remember his name at the top of my head. Maybe 2?
Okay, 2. So that seems about right. Usually 1 or 2 makes the squad here. What about you, Mark Oram? Undrafted free agent rooks. Who do you think could make the team?
Yeah, that's a real tough task for an undrafted free agent to make the team. I know they just activated Javon McKinley. He's back to practice. So he was a highly touted wide receiver that went undrafted that that the Lions gave a lot of money to. Then there's Sage Surratt. Jerry Jacobs, the undrafted corner, he's been kind of getting a little bit of play. I've heard his name twice, 2 days in a row so far, and he made a really, really nice play on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think I saw the video. It was I think it was today or yesterday. I forget what it was, but he made a real nice play on Amon-Ra. He knocked the ball out of his hands, kind of hit him in the hands, and then Jacobs' hands came in right away and stripped the ball almost. It was just a nice play by Jacobs. So I've heard his name twice. So I'll say 2 guys.
Yeah, you've been hearing a lot about Jacobs making the plays, and that's definitely something that we'd like to see. Another guy I'd say that I think could definitely make the roster is the guard Tommy Kramer. I think this guy is somebody that can really help out this offensive line. He could be the 2021 Bo Benshaw, comes out of nowhere, makes the football team. He's kind of that same build as a guy who started 4 years and was a solid contributor. And so I think that he's potentially someone the Lions could look at to really get this young rookies in this game for the Lions. Going to any games this year from Rams House, I have not purchased tickets yet for this upcoming season. No, I have not, but hopefully I can go to some games for sure. ISN Levi will take some time to develop. Yes. And that's facts. It's going to take time to develop for all rookies. I think we got to always lower expectations a little bit because sometimes we expect these rookies to come in here and be Ndamukong Suh as a rookie, and that's very hard to do. When you have a player come in and just dominate like that, generally rookies are not in that type of position. So, yeah, 100% I concur with that sentiment. Aside from Tracy Walker and Will Harris, who will probably start? Who do you like, Dean Marlowe, Jalen Elliott, or Bobby Price? Haha, I love this one. Dern, who do you like on this list? This is a toughie. This is a toughie.
Oh, man. I don't like any of them. Walker, it'll probably be Will Harris, but I wish they would go get Trey Boston because I know the former Colt got picked up by Dallas, which was very unfortunate. Okay. I thought we should have taken a flyer on him. Dean Marlowe otherwise, I guess. I don't think Bobby Price is ready.
Okay. What do you think, Antonio Hightower, about this safety position? Who do you like upon Dean Marlowe, Jalen Elliott, and Bobby Price? Yes. Good one. Yes. So, what do you like, Mark Orem, out of those lists?
Oh, man, that's a tough list. I know Bobby Price ended up, I think he dressed last year. He came on the scene a little bit last year, got him in a couple plays. Marlowe's got the most experience there. I don't think Marlowe's a very good safety, though, man. He did not have a good year last year in Buffalo. He gave up like 18 yards a catch when they were targeting him. And Jalen Elliott, I think, is more of a Will Harris 2.0. He's just kind of like a box safety that doesn't really play well at the box safety. So if I was to pick anybody there, I kind of maybe would pick Bobby Price, because he's kind of a little bit of the unknown. He's super athletic. He's super long. Maybe I'd take a shot at Bobby Price, man.
Why not take a shot at the young guy? Why not? I'll go with Bobby Price as well, but this is, man, I wish we would pick somebody up. I got a video dropping about 5 free agents the Detroit Lions should target for the free agency period that we still got going on right now. And I'm going to tell you, 2 of those people are safeties, and there's a reason why, because I feel like this is the position, and you heard it from Dan Campbell himself in the press conference. He was paying attention to 2 of the positional battles, the safety position and the linebacking positions. That's kind of what he was in there paying attention to. If he getting any reps at safety, honestly, I haven't heard anything upon Melifonwu. That's one guy I haven't heard a whole lot from, so I do not know. But as soon as I get that answer, I will definitely let you guys know on the front of Melifonwu, because he has been a little bit quiet. And on a note, next week's One Pride podcast will be on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Why not Thursday? Because I'm going to Detroit, so it's going to be on Wednesday night. So generally we do it on Thursday. This is a one-time only, it being on Wednesday. So expect it there. Also, we got 87 in the building. Let's get those likes up to 75. I know we can get it done. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to this channel and everybody on the panel here, because we try to get as much Lions information out to you as possible. That is our whole goal, is get the quality information to everybody out there. Let's see, is there any veterans that can come in to help at wide receiver and safety? I have two individuals. Kenny Vaccaro could be one the Lions look at for safety. Trey Boston as well, another guy you can look at. But when it comes to wide receivers, honestly, not really. I know a lot of people want to say Golden Tate. I just don't think Golden Tate's coming here, Dern. Yes, good one. Mark?
Wow. I don't think they're going to be going after anybody. Like you said, Mike, maybe Trey Boston. That's a guy that I would actually like maybe to see come here. He's been around a little bit, though, but this safety room is in shambles. And if Golden Tate would come at a real nice price, like real cheap, why not? But I don't really see them going for a wide receiver as well either, man, for a guy that, hasn't been very good in the last couple of years anyways. Maybe get rejuvenated as a Detroit Lion again. I'm putting on a Honolulu blue and silver, but I don't know, man. I'm just kind of hoping they address the safety room. And I know there's going to be some cuts coming, so I don't really got anybody individual. But if anybody I was to pick, it'd be like a Trey Boston. Go get him.
Oh, man, I got to look at this question here from Patty Grimes, trying to be the killer here. Hashtag Star Trader cut Millen, Mayhew, or Quinn. Well, I'm cutting Millen. Yeah, he's the worst. I'm trading Bob Quinn, and I'll start Martin Mayhew. At least Martin Mayhew did get some good free agents, and guess what? We went to the playoffs with Martin Mayhew, so that's the way I would go. Mark, what do you think about this? This is a tough question, though. It's definitely tough.
I think I'm going to follow you, bro. I'm definitely cutting Matt Millen. He's an absolute horrific GM that set this team back almost a decade, I think, man. He set this team back, way back. And I would trade, I guess, Bob Quinn. I don't know what you're going to trade him for. Maybe a can of tomato sauce. You might get that. And then Martin Mayhew, I'd start because he has taken us, just like you said, bro. He's taken us to the playoffs at least. So that's what I would do.
Oh, Perry Ball says, why does everyone hate on Mayhew? He took us from 0-16 to the playoffs. No, like I said, I think out of all those three, he would be the best one on there. Literally, he did some good free agent pickups, and now his drafted wasn't the greatest, let's admit it, but he's got some good free agent pickups. He picked up Nate Burleson, Kyle Vanden Bosch. He definitely got some, Stephen Tulloch was a good player. Chris Houston picked up, he drafted very good as well. Obviously, you got Ndamukong Suh, and you got some other people on there. But again, he didn't re-sign Sue, but I don't think he's definitely not the worst one on the list. Of those three,
he drafted Levy, right?
What's that?
He drafted Levy, right?
I believe so. So what do you think on that list? What would you do, Antonio Hightower?
I'm following y'all. I'm cutting Millen. I'm trading Bob Quinn, and I'm starting Mayhew. Millen's kind of pretty easy to cut. Quinn, his drafting is all right. He just couldn't get any star players. Other than Kenny Galladay, he just couldn't get any star players in the free agency. Just very hit or miss. And Mayhew, like you said, has some really good draft picks. He has some bad ones too, and he has some solid free agency. The competition for him isn't that high. So yeah, that's probably the list I'm going with. Same as y'all.
122 in the building. Let's get those likes up to at least 75. We can do it. If you got questions, if you just got in there, post it in the comment section with a hashtag in front of, say, a hashtag Lions, hashtag One Pride. The hashtag gives me a chance to see that as a question because the questions come in fairly quick, and I try to answer every single one. And if I don't answer it, just repost it. It's not because I'm ignoring it. It's because I'm getting old, man. I'm 36, and I actually do wear glasses. So just repost it, and we will try to get it in there. Hashtag ISN. Who are 3 Lions' worst draft picks ever? Well, this to me, I mean, you got to look at Rodgers. You look at Mike Williams. Those were some pretty bad ones. And how about it's funny because Tomlinson is working well for the San Francisco 49ers, but he was terrible here, Laken Tomlinson. Who do you got, Mark Orem, for that question?
Worst 3 picks ever. Joey Harrington's one of them. Mike Williams for sure. I'm not going to put Rodgers in that category because I think he was really good, man. He had some problems going on, man. He was very talented. Just he got hurt a lot. He just couldn't get away from that weed, man. And Harrington, Mike Williams. Ooh, I don't know, man. The third one, maybe Roy Williams. I thought Roy Williams was terrible too, man. The wide receiver we picked up there. I think he was very, very overrated and didn't do much for us in Detroit. On a defensive side of the ball, I can't really think of anybody. We've had a ton of them. Can't think of them, but those are my 3 right there.
Revis, Bailey, or Sanders? One Pride 40, Antonio Hightower. I think this is the keep, cut, and trade. How would you put that in this order?
I'm definitely keeping Sanders. That's pretty easy. I'm a trade Bailey, and no disrespect to Revis Island, but I'm cutting Revis.
Okay, I like it. So if you got questions, just throw it in there. Let's see here. We got hashtag start trade cut Ogden, Pace, and Walter Jones. A lot of this going on. Oh, my God. Go ahead and go with this one, Antonio Hightower. Just keep it on you. What do you think about it?
It's kind of tough. I think I'm probably going to go with I'm keeping Pace. I'm going to keep Pace. I'll trade Ogden, and I'll cut Walter Jones.
Mayhew is a gambler. He took some high-risk players. Yeah, he did. The Javid Best was a high-risk player, even though, man, if he could have stayed healthy, to me, he would have been great. And this guy was very, very special out there, for sure. If you guys want training camp questions answered as well, throw some training camp questions in there, regular season questions. It is literally your time to ask it. You get a chance for the panel only one time a week. Y'all see all these videos, and you jump in on those videos, so give us a chance to throw us a question so we can go ahead and do the best we can to answer those questions. Let's see, getting old. I'm 36, Mike. That's not old. I know. Hey, I still remember like I was 5. Okay, so when you get up there a little bit older, it does feel like you're getting old. Looks like we're assembling a good staff. We definitely got a good staff. I concur with that. Is it weird I have a complete calm going into the season? Love the draft. Love the new staff. Goff will be Stafford 2.0. He will learn to love Detroit. Is it bad that he's calm? Are you guys calm, Mark? Are you calm going into this season?
Yeah, I'm not all fired. Like, I'm not completely nervous going into the season. I'm excited for the year to happen. Calm, not necessarily calm either, because I kind of have a feeling what's going to happen, man. It's just my opinion that I think we're going to struggle. I think we're going to struggle early, and I still don't think this defense is even being close to being built to how they want to build it. And I think the offense is going to have their issues. To be calm about it just all depends. If you think they're going to be good, I don't know, man, your calmness might turn into a frenzy and real quick. So it's just my opinion that I think they're going to struggle. But, yeah, man, I'm just normal right now. I'm okay. I'm just excited for the year to start, man. I just want to see some football.
Start, cut, or trade, Font, Schwartz, or Caldwell? What do you got, Mark?
I would probably keep out of all those guys, keeping Fonts. I'm going to trade Caldwell because that probably get probably get a little bit more value than I'm going to cut Schwartz.
Schwartz. Mount Rushmore of NFL coaches, quarterbacks, running backs, cornerbacks, and defensive tackles. That's quite a bit of a question there, Randy Daniels. NFL coaches, Bill Belichick. Quarterbacks, oh, man. I got to put Tom Brady in there. Running backs, of course I'm going with Barry Sanders, man. Come on now. Y'all know this. Cornerbacks, I'm going to go with Sanders as well. Sanders, not Barry Sanders. And defensive tackles, man, I do like Aaron Donald. I do like that. Who do you got, Antonio Hightower?
Coaches. I guess I'm at to go with Bill Belichick. Quarterback. Don't kill me. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Running backs, Barry. Of course, corners, I'm going with Dion, and D tackle, going with the best defender to ever touch earth, Aaron Donald.
okay. Well, again, keep posting questions, folks. We got this going on for a little bit longer, so it's your time to shine. I'd like to get a little bit more into what was taking place. Now, Dan Campbell stated when he's got a roster of 89, we're supposed to have 90, that there's keeping that one spot open just in case if they need to pick somebody up instead of cutting. Do you agree with that? Is that perfectly fine with you, Mark Orem? Keeping that one roster spot open just in case they need one, or filling it?
Yeah, I'm okay with keeping it open if that's what they're allowed to do. You know what I mean? There's going to be someone's going to get cut along the way. There will be cuts coming up soon. So training camp, you see a lot of bodies just getting on the slab and gone. So other teams will be releasing some players. So we have that open spot left open. And if we're allowed to do it, keep it open, because we might get a injury or two down the line for us too as well. You know, that opens up another spot. So to have a spot open is fine with me, because there will be cuts coming and we can pick somebody up.
What makes this season a winner? For me, it is not wins. It's simply the team following the leadership in the direction of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Playing hard for Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, vital. The rookies showing that they do have talent. The young players showing that they do have talent. Play hard from start to finish. To me, that would be what I want to see, because I'm looking at the macro of the Lions franchise. Yes, I'm MicroMike, and I like to look at details, but I like to look at the big picture as well, and seeing these guys play hard and understand this could be the regime that finally gets it right. That's what I'm looking for. Antonio Hightower, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a number 1 overall pick.
Oh, man.
I'm also looking for some key development in some certain areas. You know, there's a bunch of guys I'm keeping my eye on. I want to see how Jonah performs, and Sewell specifically, because they're really going to impact the future of this offensive line and this team offensively. How Levi gets, put into the defense, how quickly does McNeil hit the ground running? How does Okudah do? There's really nothing that makes this season really a winner to me. I mean, there's some things I want. There's some certain players I want to see develop, and I definitely want a high pick. But it's just more of individual things I'm looking at, because I don't know if there's like a win or lose. Like, I don't know if there's anything there's a win or lose scenario for us this year. Because even if you win a bunch of games, that means you're ahead of development. If you lose a bunch of games, you get the chance of some picks. But yeah, I'm mostly just looking at some individual players, and I want a high pick too.
What are you looking at, Mark Orem, for a successful Detroit Lions season? What do you want to see?
Yeah, I don't think the wins are going to be there as well. I'm not expecting this team to win a lot of ball games. So what I want to see is, I think everybody's kind of in agreement here. I want to see player development. I want to see how the quarterback, or even just the whole team in general, handles adversity. You know, you got guys from like LA coming over, like Brockers and Goff. How are they going to handle coming into a city that's known to eat you guys, to eat you up? The media will eat you up. The fan base eats you up. You get beat a lot. How are you going to handle that adversity? Because it's never really happened in LA with it did happen a little bit earlier with Brockers when he's been there a little bit longer than Goff, but Goff's pretty much had a winning season in LA. So how is he going to handle that adversity of coming to a losing franchise? You know, I want to see these guys play for their teammates. I want to see these guys play for their coaches. I want to see heart. I want to see grit. I want to see toughness. And I think the wins will come eventually. You know what I mean? It's nothing negative. I'm not trying to be negative about this. I just don't see the wins right now. But play tough. Show that you care. Get an identity. Let's have it. I haven't seen an identity on this team since like 2014. So let's get an identity. You know what I mean? Let's be a tough ball team. That's what I want to see.
Hashtag ISN, what do you think about Jared Davis's comments? And if you don't know, Jared Davis made some comments that it was rough in Detroit and he thought about retiring. but he feels rejuvenated with the New York Jets. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about those comments made by Jared Davis?
I mean, hey, that's definitely happens a lot, especially when you're with a losing team, and especially when you're a high draft pick that's not very successful. It's gonna be tough for you. That's why a lot of times a change of scenery can do a lot for some guys. Just to get you in a different mental state, get different expectations with a different franchise and fan base, kind of like a fresh start. It's not really surprising to me, especially, we didn't win much with the Lions. He was criticized a lot for his play, and rightfully so. And he was a high draft pick. Yeah. Then, he got his replacement. He watched his replacements get put in. I mean, he had to go through some tough stuff. So it's not really that surprising to me, but that's kind of something that happens in the NFL.
Patty Grimes says, who is the most surprising player from training camp so far? This is a great question. I feel like I'm fairly confident how this is playing out right now. I guess I would say Mike Ford doing a lot better than even I expected, as he's starting that nickel spot and he's developing fairly well. I guess that would be my most surprising player in Lions training camp. What about you, Mark?
I think so far, it's a little early. We're only 2 days in, but if I'm going to say anybody, I'm going to say Jeff Okudah. It's not from a talent level. I think he's a talented kid, but hearing his name 2 days in a row, making some really great plays out there is a great sign. So it's a little bit surprising that he's already come into the fold and he's already taking leadership. You're hearing that he's taking guys under his wing, and he's a field general out there. He's loud. He's communicating, and it's night and day from last year. He was hurt last year right away off the bat, so he was quiet. Now he seems like a whole different person, a whole different mindset. So it's kind of surprising me that it's this quick, but it's a great sign.
We got some breaking news here. Pistons finalizing a trade, sending Mason Plumlee, number 37th pick, to the Hornets for number 57. And if you guys ready for that draft tonight for the NBA Draft, Troxel Sports Streams will be live for it, so make sure you jump on his channel. He's starting, I believe, at 7:45, so in about 10 minutes, and it's going to be a fun show where he's going to get all into the NBA. So, hey, I know a lot of NBA fans out there, so get ready for that. Was Hunter Thedford hurt badly? I do not know. I have not heard anything upon this. Have you guys heard anything upon that of Hunter Thedford?
I didn't hear a thing about that. I know he was young. I know he was the tight end that we picked up, but I heard nothing about him being hurt, man. I have to find that.
Yep, I heard nothing on that. But again, if I find something out, I will definitely put that information out there. But honestly, I do not know. I literally, when I start this show, I get off of work on my lunch break at 6:30. So I haven't really had a oh my God, I got to put that one out there. Somebody, jeez, somebody's doing some fun. Let's see here. I told AG and Coach Pleasant, our secondary whisperers, secondary will do 180 degrees this year. I hope so. That would be really nice for them to really change it up. Aaron Glenn changing the secondary around. Do you think the secondary, Antonio Hightower, can do a big-time jump like that?
I don't know. I think a guy like Okudah is definitely going to take a big jump, but at the same time, I think Will Harris is still going to continue to be Will Harris, the safety room under. Then I can see Walker bouncing back. I definitely can see Walker bouncing back, and I can see Warrior getting better. So yeah, I can see them. I could definitely see an improvement, but I don't know how big that improvement will be. I definitely see a big one out of Okudah. I don't know how big it's going to be out of Warrior. I think Walker's going to bounce back, and I think Harris is going to be Harris.
Okay. In no particular order here, who's your top 10 quarterback? I'm not going to do this in a particular order, but obviously you do Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. He's in there. I think Lamar Jackson would be in there. Again, this is no particular order. Tom Brady, he's going to be thrown in that mix. Russell Wilson, very good quarterback there. Josh Allen would be jumped up there in the top 10. Kyler Murray, I think he's going to have a very good year this year for the Arizona Cardinals. You know, there's some other teams, obviously Aaron Rodgers, so that's 8. I think Matthew Stafford is probably 10, 11-ish. Is there who am I missing out on? Who am I missing out on, fellas?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Okay, yeah.
Maybe Dak. Yeah, he's already hurt again, though. He's banged up again.
Really? That's not good.
He's got a little bit of a shoulder thing going on right now. Just a bit of some shoulder soreness. But it's not a good sign. Not a good sign, though.
#ISN, what record would you surprise you guys? Please not 17-0. What would surprise a record for the Detroit Lions? A surprising record for me with the Lions going 8 wins or more. That would surprise me because I have them going about 6 wins this upcoming season. Surprise negative would be below 5 wins, so 4 and below. I think between 5 and 6 is what I got. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I got them at about 5, 6 wins. So a surprise on the plus side would be, I'd be surprised if they won 9 games, 8 to 9 games, just like you, Mike. And then I'd be shocked if they only won like 2 games. Like they do something like that, then I'll be shocked that way. But I see this team at 5 wins, 5 or 6 wins. So I'd be shocked with the 8-9, and then shocked again if it was like 2 and under.
I hope we get shocked with the 8-9. Please shock me on that.
I hope so too.
Don't shock me below my record, though. That would suck. I already know what Antonio Hightower thinks. Antonio Hightower thinks what we're doing 1 win this year. What would shock you for a record?
5-12. 5-12 would shock me. 5-12 is probably the highest I go. The lowest, there is no lowest right now.
Oh,
so yeah, I guess 5-12.
They ain't going no 0-17, man. Come on, man. That would be insane shocking. Do you think the Rams may not make the playoffs? I think they do make the playoffs. I think it's a wild card, though. I mean, they are in a tough division. But with 7 teams making the playoffs, I think, they do make the playoffs, though. I think it'd be pretty difficult for them not to. Maybe the wheels fall off. Who knows? But, yeah, it's possible they don't. It's very possible. You can't say that it's not. Let's see here. #ISN, I think we'll use a player better and should be an improvement. Let's see, ISN. Better, that should be an improvement. What do you got for that one, Mark?
I think we'll use the player better, so it should be an improvement. Which player are we talking about? Like, which player are we talking about here?
I think some of the secondary.
Talking about the secondary?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Hey, man, they all just got to do their job, man. That's it. And it has a lot to do with the D-line, too. If this D-line does not do what we think they're going to do, then the secondary is going to struggle. So we need Okudah to step up, and we need a number 2 to step up. If that's Dunbar, I don't care if it's Dunbar or if it's O'Rourke. One of them have to do it.
How do you feel about the safety? Name escapes me, trying to be a running back. Oh, yeah, God, that dude has got a hard name to say.
Godwin Igwebuike.
Yeah, he's got a hard name. I couldn't say that for the life of me.
Tough one. Yeah, I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah, man, he was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school as a running back / safety, and hasn't done it in years. But they're throwing him in the running back room. So let's see what happens there. I don't know. I think they're trying to find a number 3. I still have a feeling. And I said this in one of my videos. I go, I don't think they're quite comfortable with Jamar Jefferson as the number 3. Not that they don't like him. I just don't think they're as comfortable with him because the Todd Gurley thing was real at one point. Now you're moving a safety into the running back room. To me, it feels like they're trying to find that number 3. So don't be shocked if this team goes out and signs a running back. I will not be shocked if they do.
I wouldn't be shocked either at all. It's clearly they're trying to bolster that position. When you turn the I name from a safety to a running back, that's how I'm going to say it. But folks, we're at the end of the show right now, and I appreciate everyone coming on. Antonio Hightower, what do you got to say to the folks when we close this bad boy out?
Oh yeah, it was great coming there and talk with you guys today. It's always fun to talk to your Lions, successful franchise year. Can't wait to see us go 9-7. 9-8 next year. Man, can't wait for it. But yeah, definitely can't wait for that. Hopefully we get the number 1 overall pick though.
Oh, man, I don't want the number 1 overall pick. What do you got to say,
Trade
Mark
down.
Orem, while we close this bad boy out?
Hey, man, thanks a lot for having me, Mike. It was great. Thanks a lot to Tone, MicroMike. Thanks to everybody in the chat, man. It was awesome with the questions. Sorry if we didn't get to those. Don't forget to subscribe to Tone T and MicroMike if you haven't. You're nuts. Don't forget to come on my show on every Tuesday, Orem's Den, 6:30 p.m. This Tuesday, I probably won't be doing it. I think I'm going to be out of town, but I don't really know just yet. There's to be determined. But yeah, man, every Tuesday, I do a stream with the guys on ISN or whoever wants to come on, and I drop videos daily. I talk about the Lions a lot. I got some videos out right now. Thanks, guys.
Again, folks, Wednesday next week, not Thursday, will be OPP because I'm driving to Detroit on Thursday to meet up with the fellow ISN members to hang out before we get ready to do the training camp. So again, Wednesday next week at 6:30. Also, this Sunday, 11 in the morning, we do the Q&A where you go ahead and ask me anything you want to ask. It's a one-on-one session. I try to get to every single question as humanly possible. Got videos dropping every single day. I'm going to be having the series, as you know, the training camp update, so get ready for that. Every time we get information about training camp, post a video and let you guys be updated to what's going on with Lions training camp and getting ready for the regular season, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So, again, make sure you hit that notification bell if you haven't done so you don't miss out on that. Go ahead and go on Newsbreak, Lions Talk by Chat Sports. Subscribe to everybody on the panel and hit up Troxel Sports Streams in 1 minute as he goes lives. With that said, folks, I appreciate everybody taking the time for an hour and 15 minutes to hang out with us folks for the night. And I'm going to leave you with this. Adios.